Everybody, we're back here at Forward Operations Wright. I stumbled a little bit, it's okay. In Afghanistan, I am Bob Calvert, your host with TalkingWithHeroes.com. So I want to welcome you all back to another program. And once again, I want to thank the people that made it possible for me to be here. Rob Brazell with ReturnToWork.org, BlackHawk.com, FreedomHunters.org, NewsBlaze.com, Number5Jump.com out of Fort Benning. Sportsman'sWarehouse.com, Eric Chi in Olathe, Kansas, Colin Clark in Elizabeth, Colorado, MilitaryConnection.com, SoldiersAngels.org, and Chief Warrant Officer, retired Dennis McCormick, retired out of Fort Carson. Thank you to all of you for helping us be able to come out here and bring these incredible stories of progress and positive stories back to you, the American people. And so what I'd like to do, we got two gentlemen here. I'm going to go ahead and move over here, sorry. I want to introduce Sgt Greg Locklear, United States Army, from Fort Bragg, and CM2 Brian Huckeriede, I'm sorry, with the United States Navy. So what I'm going to do is pass the mic to each of you, and if you could share a little bit with the people watching, a little bit about your service to our country, how long you served, maybe talk about other deployments, and then we'll talk about what you're doing here in Afghanistan. So we'll start with you, sir.
I'm Sgt Locklear, like you said, and I'm a reservist out of Ohio. I'm a second class petty officer, and I've been in for just going on 3 years. This is my first deployment, so it's my first rodeo. But other than that, it's been a good time, good ride.
Sgt Locklear for Fort Bragg. This is my second deployment. I've been deployed to Iraq and Afghanistan, Iraq 2005-2006. I've been in the military for 14 years, stationed out of Fort Bragg. Everything's been going good here. I think we have a good rapport with the workers, and I think we've had good communication with the lack of the language barrier. I think we've been able to communicate with the locals and work with them pretty good. We have a lot of locals that want us to be here to help them and boost their economy and just to make it a better place. And we're thankful that we do have the local nationals working with us, the ones that want us to be here. And we have formed that alliance and that relationship with them. And I enjoy being here at FOB Wright. It's a little bit different than Iraq, but it's just a good place to be, and everything is going good so far.
It seems like all the FOBs I've been to are like in a valley, almost like Colorado Springs in some ways, but surrounded by mountains. So how high is the altitude here?
I'm not sure the exact number, sir.
But you're really surrounded really good.
Yes, sir. It's definitely a big difference. You can tell as far as trying to do PT and different things like that, trying to exercise and run around the FOB. You can definitely tell the difference in the air. But I think it's a little bit different than where I was at before in Iraq. Everything was flat, so it's just getting a little bit used to the different terrain and stuff like that, the hills and stuff like that. And I think it just adds a little bit different element to this deployment.
Let's start with you, sir. Talk a little bit about when you got here and just kind of bring us up to speed on progress you've seen. So maybe some of the projects you've worked on, some of what you've been doing.
When we got here, I mean, obviously we're not the first ones, so there was a lot going on already. But since we've been here, we've been told and we've seen lots of improvements. Walls being built around the FOB, different facilities, you know. We attempted to build that volleyball court, but, you know, it's all good. So just since we've been here for 2 months, and there's been a lot of projects get done already, and we got a bunch more on our list to do. So,
okay, go ahead, sir.
Pretty much just a caveat on what Huckeriede was saying is a lot of we've done a lot, tore down a lot of the B huts, which was the wooden buildings, and try to make more of a stronger structure for some of these buildings. We just pretty much tore down all the wooden buildings. There's a lot of roads that have been made, a lot of sidewalks that have been put in place. It's just, like you said, there's just so many projects going on, but I just see the FOB being able to making a lot of improvements. And I think it's for the good. You know, even sleeping quarters for the soldiers, NWR, we made progress on our NWR, which we're trying to improve right now. The DFAC has made improvements, so it's just a steady progress we're seeing, and you know, every day we're seeing a little bit more and more. So just trying to make this place better than what it was before. And But it's something that keeps us busy. It's something that we enjoy and do, and we just enjoy being able to work with the locals.
Let's talk about the MWR. We get to film inside the MWR, FOB Fenning. Do you both rely on the MWR pretty much for phone calls and internet?
The internet is definite at the MWR.
Talk about the process of being able to go out, putting your name on the list, all that.
Yeah, you just put your name on the list, and if there's a line, which lately there's been a pretty large line, so you wait in line, and once the computer opens up, you get on, and you usually get about half hour if there's a line. If not, you can usually spend a little bit more time, but it's a pretty good resource. Definitely a good resource.
When your number is called, you're off the computer.
Yes, sir.
Is that
Pretty much just like Huckeriede said, it's definitely a great resource for soldiers. The internet service here, because of the mountains, as far as trying to have it on our own, is a little limited. But in the NWR, it seems like we always have a pretty good connection, even with the phones. So it's definitely something that helps us build morale here, being able to talk to our family and stay in contact with everyone back home. It definitely helps us to be able to do our job even better.
Talk about support from back home, from your personal experience, whether it's care packages, letters, cards for children. What has your experience been here in the last 2 months?
Support from back home's been pretty good. It's pretty strong, I think, from not just my family, everybody. Seems like, they're chipping in. Except for there was a couple weeks where we got a little mix up in the mail. We got that settled, so that's a good thing. Other than that, I think there's a lot of companies. I know one of the guys keeps getting a ton of stuff from companies, so that's good to see that they support us and what we're doing out here. So.
All I can say for me, it's been an awesome experience. That's another, when we start talking about NWR and mail and things like that, that's just a morale booster to me. I think it helps the soldiers a lot to be able to get a care package and things like that from back home. It kind of just lets them know that their family cares about them, their friends care about them, and they just really hope that they can do well. And we get things that some of the, I guess you want to call comfort items, things that we can't get here, and they send home, and it really makes a big difference here. Without us having been able to have a PX and things like that, they're able to send us personal hygienes and personal hygiene items and things like that. The Red Cross has been a great help. The chaplain is another great source. I go in the chapel and they have all kinds of things that's been sent there for the soldiers. So all around, I think we're getting very, very well taken care of as far as getting care packages and mail and those kind of things.
What about your families back home? Are people looking out for them in the community, maybe churches or organizations?
I think they are. They got a pretty good foundation back home in the city we're from, so I think they're doing okay. I think probably a little worried, but it wouldn't be normal if they weren't. So.
Right, exactly. Fort Bragg, of course, being a military town, I imagine.
Oh yes, sir. We have a lot of great resources. IFRG is one with a family readiness group. All the spouses of the military soldiers, they have the commander's wife. They have activities where they might have a social where they come over and have coffee and just talk about the events that's going on. We have a newsletter that gets published every month from the company to let everyone back home know that's what we're doing over here, so they can kind of have an idea. And it's just been awesome. My church is a very good, have a very good organization there at my church that they stay in contact with my family and check on them, make sure everything's good. So it's pretty been, I guess, for me, being deployed before, it kind of helps with the second deployment, because I'm kind of pretty much experiencing the same thing before, and it's just been a great outpouring of the community. My church, like I said, the family readiness group, our chain of command, the spouses, it's been awesome. I mean, people just have a lot of support for our families, and that just allows our families to be able to support us even more.
How about looking in the camera and say hi to some family and friends back home? Just take your time.
Just want to say hi to my mom, my dad, my girlfriend, step-parents, and all my friends back home, and the people I work with. So I'll be home in a few months, and I'll see you then.
That's it.
Well, for me, I just got back home, so I'll say hello again to mom and dad, to my wife and my kids, and also to my pastor of my church, Mary Kay McCoy. I love each and every one of you dearly, and hopefully deployment will be over soon, and I'll be back to see you.
Thank you very much. I want to thank you both for your service to our country. I know everybody watching right now is saying the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And be safe over here and keep doing a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Once again, folks, we're reporting here from Forward Operating Base Wright in Afghanistan. I am Bob Calvert, your host on TalkingWithHeroes.com. Let others know about these videos. We appreciate your help. God bless you. God bless.